was a domino effect, you know, a chain of events, and I still can't believe it happened. It's happening. It was just supposed to be my father's eulogy. You know, I love my dad, and I just wanted to say some nice things about him. I talked about the importance of his promises. You know, he made promises to me, and I wanted to live that characteristic, you know, being a man of your word. I guess it all started when I introduced this concept called a promise card. It says, because I said I would on the front and nothing else. You know, you just write a commitment on it, and it's, you know, it's a symbol. That's all it was supposed to be. When I offered to send 10 of these cards to anybody anywhere in the world at no cost, I think that was the spark. In the first 18 months, we mailed out over 1.27 million promise cards to over 105 different countries. You know, the promises sometimes were, I guess you could say, small in nature, right? For example, someone who just cared about the safety of a stranger and makes the promise to not text or Facebook while driving. Sometimes there's a story behind it. You know, a young girl, 14 years old, makes a promise. I will sit and make friends with the kids who sit alone at lunch. But what you need to know is that a student in her school system was bullied and decided that life wasn't worth living, decided to commit suicide. Maybe it's a young man who was stopped 0.6 miles from the end of the Boston Marathon in 2013 when those bombs went off. But his commitment to finish that race is more than that, right? It's his commitment to raise money, $10,000 for a children's hospital to re-enter the race and complete it in 2014. You see, the promises that are written on this card have made national news.
How did this come to your desk? How did you ever find out about Matt, what he did, and what he wanted to do on your website?
It's the apparent confession of a drunk driver who decided to come forward in a very public way.
And when I'm charged, I will plead guilty and take full responsibility for everything I've done to Vincent and his family. Initially contacted because I said I would. You know, we decided to make the video and put it on social media because young drivers are the ones who mostly drink and drive.
These promises, they speak to the core of our emotions.
Garth Callaghan has left inspirational notes written on napkins in his daughter Emma's lunch. Well, those messages became even more meaningful as Garth battled kidney cancer twice, and he is now living with prostate cancer. So he decided to write 826 more notes guaranteeing that Emma will have one to read every day until her high school graduation, no matter what happens.
Sheen started this movement called Because I Said I Would. I was so touched by that I decided to, instead of make this just continue to be an implied promise, make it an actual promise, a true commitment.
These stories, they've gone viral in so many ways, and we've got this question that keeps getting asked, this knock on the door, are you going to hold an annual event? When do we all come together? And to be honest, we're a really small nonprofit organization, right? It's only a handful of us, and we haven't had the resources to put together an event until now. This annual event will be called Because I Said I Would 1, and will be the first annual gathering of its kind for the supporters of the importance of a promise. My name is Sheen, and I'm the founder of Because I Said I Would. I have been touring the country for the last 6 months, giving speeches and raising money for this event. The stories of Because I Said I Would, the stories of our supporters' promises, yeah, they've made national news. That's true. But just in clips. Most of the stories, they've never even really been heard. And I think it's time to offer that stage, that platform, for the stories to truly be told. And more than that, we could create a video room at this event where people can come in, sit in a chair and say, this is my story, the story of my promise, a promise made, a promise broken, a promise kept. And with all those videos, we can create a year-long YouTube series of over 50 videos that would be open to the public to view. It's got to be more than that, though. It's got to be a call to action. And that's why we want to host up to 30 different nonprofit organizations. Because if you want to better humanity through the importance of your promise, well, then you make the promise to volunteer. And so with 30 booths there, it's almost like a shopping experience where you can say, I can commit this much time because I want to make this much impact. We want to do that. We want to hold a host of other exhibitions. Because I Said I Would has already put a hold on the Greater Columbus Convention Center for September 6, 2014 in Columbus, Ohio. You might be watching this video and wondering why we want to put on this event. You might be thinking, well, maybe this is purely just a fundraising effort. You know, to be honest, I don't think ticket sales will even reach half of the cost to put this annual event on. The why is something entirely different. It's something that you already know. Look back on your life. Think about every broken promise that has ever crossed your path. Think about all the challenges that we face as individuals, as families, as communities. Are we going to address those challenges by just pushing blame to somebody else? Yeah, I know there's a lot of external factors, but at some point it comes down to us. The promises that we make as individuals, that's what changes this world. That's what this event is about. It's about moving the dial. It's about making a difference. It's about helping other people through our commitments. So, will you join us?
Czekaj, babcia tu położy to po prostu.